What's your story with environmental impact?
So it was interesting because when we first started talking about it, not to say it was before AI, but it was before AI became a popular topic of conversation. So we were just looking at it from the perspective of, okay, so we built this website for somebody and it ends up being high traffic. In other words, it's, let's say we had built a website for a local events company where they were selling tickets. It's one thing to think, oh, it's a website. Somebody clicks it open, it loads a little bit of CSS, a little bit of HTML, a few images. But that's fine when you take it from the perspective of one person. What happens when 50,000 people start doing that? Suddenly, that website or that host, you start to measure, okay, it's actually taking up a substantial amount of energy to actually drive that. Now, when you layer on AI, like you mentioned, AI, people don't realize every time they're just typing some question into the browser, the amount of computational power that actually drives that interaction is high. If anybody has seen in the news, Microsoft just got a nuclear power plant restarted to help power their needs. That's an extreme amount of power that once you put it into that perspective, you can start to understand, oh, that's maybe a city's worth of power that they're asking for.
Yeah, one of the latest models, so the cutting edge stuff that's not released to the public yet, one question to the AI can cost over $100,000 to compute and run. And the training that it has to do in order to be able to do that is just astronomical. And I don't think people realize that all of these companies are losing money on this too, because they're not charging enough to even cover the power usage on this, let alone their staffs and their team yet. So it's a mind-boggling, fascinating thing. What can a small business owner do, or maybe a marketing agency? What should they be thinking about when they're thinking about developing their sites and their products?
I think they should be taking into account even something as simple as if you're working with a content management system and you're uploading something into your website, optimize your images. Something that's a very simple one. You don't have to upload a 5,000 pixel across image if you really only need to display it on a web browser in a smaller size. That's low hanging fruit. From our perspective, from a development perspective, we optimize our code. We make sure that things are minimized. We do what we can from a technical perspective to do that, but also from a design perspective. There are ways that we can ensure that something can be well designed, but also be environmentally conscious.